guest is a Grammy award-winning musician and songwriter who just wrapped up a tour with Maroon 5. His new track, Please Don't Walk Away, is proving that the road to inspiration can be the journey of a lifetime if you stay true to yourself against all the odds. But his rise to fame didn't come overnight. It started, though, in the church. Before he was topping charts, P.J. Morton was growing up among gospel royalty, the son of Bishop Paul S. Morton, pastor and Grammy-nominated gospel artist. But he felt he had more to say with music than gospel would allow. Years later, while working on India Ari's Grammy-winning album, Voyage to India, he struggled to get the attention of major labels for his own music. P.J. never gave up, and a few years later, he got his big break. Joining Maroon 5, earning Grammy nominations for Sugar and Girls Like You, working on Lil Wayne's label, Cash Money Records, and collaborating with artists like JoJo, Solange, and Stevie Wonder. PJ was living every artist's dream, but he still felt limited. So he went back to where it all started, starting his own label, Morton Records. In August 2020, PJ released his first gospel album, Gospel According to PJ, earning him the #1 spot on Billboard's top gospel album chart. Now he's out with a brand new single, Please Don't Walk Away, continuing to break through the barriers that once held him back. Please welcome P.J. Morton to the Tampa. Hello.
I don't know if it's socially.
Welcome.
Yes,
oh, boy. This is such a treat to have you in studio. You look so handsome.
Thank you so much.
Gucci down to the socks.
Gucci down to the socks for sure. It's good to be here.
It's
your
so good.
First show back, I'm honored.
It is. This is you will have our first performance in studio since we shut down for the pandemic. We had you perform virtually last season, but I got to talk to you about this journey. You've talked about feeling limited as a gospel musician at one point in your life. Why did you feel limited by this music that really fueled your soul your whole life?
Yeah, it did. I mean, gospel and really the church, I think it was being a preacher's kid as well, and being named after my father, it was almost like my path was set out for me. I didn't have a choice in the matter, and I wasn't okay with that. I was like, no, this is not my path. My father's path is my father's path, but I see other things, and I want to grow, and I want to talk about more than just God. I want to talk about love. I want to talk about life and all things that I go through. So I knew that there was more for me all along, you know.
Because where we're from, they call kids like you PK, preacher's kid.
We're PK. We get a bad rap sometimes.
Yeah, you do. But you were this PK, and your dad, as you talked about, was your first inspiration.
Yeah.
As I understand, though, he wasn't aware of the writings that you were doing until you were done. He thought you were listening to his sermons.
Yes.
But you were doing something else. I think we have a clip of him talking about it.
Okay.
You know, I'm finally doing a gospel album. A day that we didn't know would ever come. But you always told me that you prayed over my hands. I didn't, unfortunately, can't read music, but got the gift, you know, and just started to play. And a lot of the songs that I wrote was right there on the organ. No offense, sometimes when you were giving announcements or talking, I was on the organ and I was writing.
Well, let's be honest. Let's be honest. Sometimes when I was preaching, and that's what you was writing. No, you're supposed to.
I think you're right. You're right. You're right there. You're right.
It's such a special moment.
Yeah.
You know, how did you find, I guess, your voice, especially when the voice of your parent is so loud and the expectation of you to follow it is so loud?
Well, I think part of it was really having a father. You know, I know a lot of preachers who put a lot of pressure on their kids. Yeah. Thankfully, I had a father who saw that there was more there and really, I mean, put whatever he could into me and supported me in whatever I wanted to do. I remember coming to him crying, maybe at 16 or 17, like, Dad, I really want to do what you want me to do, but I hear other things. And he was like, you know, you're not meant to be me. You're meant to be the version of you. And that empowered me, you know.
I love it. And then you went on. I mean, you have your own independent label now, but I remember having a conversation with someone once, and there's Maroon 5, and they're like, I didn't know there was a black guy in Maroon 5.
I got maroon on it. My dad says I'm the only maroon in maroon.
You're the only
Only color.
But here you are, you know, again, going into this world and defining yourself, not as, you know, this guy in the group, but this guy who's a part of this group but still has his own voice.
Yeah.
And breaking free of that, too.
Yeah, I mean, that's always important to me. I mean, the guys met me as an artist already, so they kind of knew that who I was. And I, you know, my job was to add whatever I could add. You know, I just believe that you're always supposed to, if you're coming into a situation, you should bring value, you know, and that's what I tried to do. But in doing that, you know, I continued to learn about myself. I mean, I was knocking off all the bucket lists and, you know, playing the Super Bowl, playing SNL, all these things that I dreamed of doing, playing the Oscars. But it really made me go internal and said, all right, but what's your purpose individually as well? So, and it just pushed me closer to that. And really, I mean, I'm so grateful to Maroon 5 for supporting me in the way they did. I think I've been blessed to get in these situations.
You haven't. Listen,
you know?
I look at your range, I'm like, who gets to hang out with Lil Wayne and Stevie Wonder?
It's
like,
true.
whose life is
It's
that?
True. And a preacher's kid. It's
And
like,
a preacher's
what are you
kid on
doing?
top of that.
Yeah, no, it's true. And, you know, the guys have allowed me, I mean, sometimes I've done double duty, opening up tours as PJ and closing as Maroon. They don't owe me that, you know, but I think they just saw something there.
Do you ever rest, PJ?
I've started to rest. I said, I didn't, you know, the pandemic forced me to sit down. I was like, I don't know if I would have sat down if the world didn't force me to. But, you know, I have valued that more now that I was forced to stop understanding the space. I was able to teach my kids how to ride bikes and stuff, you know, just the real things in life because, I am a workaholic. But I'm understanding the value of that space and really being intentional.
Yeah, the balance of it all. Well, I have to be selfish and say I appreciate that you're a workaholic because what you create is magical.